Welcome back. We are here with 1432. And if you remember in the last one, Thomas came back. Thomas has been revived, and maybe we'll have some more kids. Who knows? So Thomas has been revived. We're so happy to have him back. Also, Serena had a daughter, red hair like her father. And all these kids stayed the same. So yeah, and we're making the big bucks off our nectar. Everything is going great. So let's keep it up, shall we? So next, we are going to have Frost and Nazetta get married. If you remember in the last one, it was pretty juicy. So Nancy and Nazetta are twins, and Nancy was supposed to marry Gilbert the second, but he died. And so her sister Nazetta was supposed to marry Guccio. So Nancy then took Guccio because she wanted a rich husband and there was no other men available. But suddenly, the year that she married Guccio, Frost became available because his wife died in childbirth. So now Nazetta is going to get to marry the older brother who has the entire estate and money and has sons instead of Nancy. So Nancy kind of shot herself in the foot there a little bit. Anyway, we got a lot going on. Let's see all of these toddlers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toddlers. No 4, 8, or 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I can't believe they all just survived. That was 1, 2, yeah, 5. Okay, so great. Our everyone who we talked about last time. Okay, so Johnny Zest the second rolls a 7. Survived. Will he have children and get married? He will get married, but he won't have children. Wow, everybody is rolling not to have children. What is up with that? I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it's my own fault. I changed the rolls. Okay, so Nancy and Nazetta are, oh my gosh, can you imagine if either one of them died? Are doing their young adult roll. No, 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Oh my gosh. Nancy. Nazetta. Oh, they both survived. Wow. Okay, now Olive. Wow, Olive, I feel like I haven't heard from you in a while. Needs to get a 9 or higher. She did not. Olive, you are the only one to die. Okay. Wow. We're doing great. Okay, we have, oh wait. Salvia, how many kids do you have? Okay, she still only has 1, but I did get her pregnant, so she should be having another soon. But anyway, so she only has 1 kid. The vampires can't roll a 9. Her and her 1 kid. And then her husband can't roll an 18. Okay. Everyone's fine. Wow. I mean, after my really bad luck at the start of the new... Actually, I didn't put... Did I forget to remove Gilbert? No, I didn't. Okay, he's not here anymore. He died. Okay, so I probably should put that here, though. Okay. Moving on. Here we are. Was that everything? We got that done really fast. Anyway. Gilbert is on his last baby try with Ella. So if they don't have a boy, they're in trouble. Also, when does Gilbert die? Gilbert? Oh, not for a while. Not until 1437. He could still... No, he can't because he's married. Well, if they don't have a boy and she lives, I don't know if we're going to be able to have another chance with him after like 4 wives. Anyway, that is all she wrote. So I will hop into the game now. All right, so here we are in the game. Once again, we are going to add Thomas to the club because I didn't do that. And then he is going to, we're going to roll for a baby really quick. Unfortunately, Salvia did not have a baby that survived, so there's still only 1 baby in that household, but she has plenty of opportunities to try again because her husband is now home for more. So that's great. And then we have... Actually, she only has 1 more try, really. Oh boy, we're not going to have any vampires. But anyway, Yes, so I'm just adding that in here. We have a baby, and we're going to roll again, and great. Okay, wow. So I wrote this down wrong, so don't pay attention to that. I was very discombobulated when I saw that. Unfortunately, Emelina just died in childbirth. She did not succeed. The baby survived, so we're naming him Bard the Second, but like she died in childbirth. She did not succeed her role. It's not great. So I did write that down incorrectly initially, so don't pay attention to that. I just like got so stressed when I saw that she died. But I am going to go back and fix that. So here we go. Unfortunately, she did not survive. But yes, everyone's starting to have their babies right now. We're trying to do the chores. It is also Easter, so everyone's going to have a holiday ceremony. And we are also having Thomas kind of getting used to life again. It's really interesting because, we did spend a lot of time with him before he passed with the horse riding stuff, but we didn't, really get to spend a lot of time with him as, a father, an adult. He's kind of coming back into this and trying to reconnect with his children. Like you can see, he's going to teach them how to ride horses, even though the game doesn't really allow for that. But we're going to have him, teach the kids about horses and horse riding and spend some time with them and, invite Serena over and spend some time with her and all of that stuff. It is really important for him to kind of reconnect with life. And then I think that the problem we were having with the selling table is that it was indoors. So I moved it outside and people are now coming over to it. So we are going to have Anora be practicing her business acumen by having her, give sales pitches, get her charisma up. You can see Serena's pregnant. We're going to have Adelaide continue with the nectar making. So everyone is just kind of doing their things. The household has been running pretty smoothly without Thomas. So I think that that is kind of hard for him, where he's back and, he's telling Serena about his, he's alive. And Serena told him that, she named her daughter after him. It's all very sweet. But, I think that it's really difficult for Thomas to come back here to a totally different situation than the one he left. He had this big empty house, barely any money, a mother-in-law, 2 infants, and he was trying to make money. He had just become a horse champion, but he was trying to support the family. And now he comes back and everything's been situated. His mother-in-law is dead. His kids are, pretty sufficient because they are already children. Also, Ella Armstrong just had her last baby and it died. And since Gilbert is dying before Ella, and she did not die in childbirth, that means that Gilbert is not having any more children, which also means that the color red is now available. The Armstrong line will not be continuing. So there's that. Pretty big deal. So there's all that. And what was I saying about Thomas? He comes back and he's not really needed in this house, he came here and he doesn't really have a place yet and he has to find it. Yes, he's their father, but they're being taken care of already. Yes, he's her husband and he wants to provide for her, but she's all set. So he has to kind of come to grips with what his role is going to be, because Adelaide is kind of like, oh, hi, honey, welcome back, I love you, but I'm going to handle this, and you can go, play with your horses. It's your hobby, right? It's kind of, he thought that he was going to be supporting the family with all this, and now he has a horse that isn't trained, and his family doesn't even need him to support them. So there's that. Look at her. Yeah, Anora is having a lot of fun learning about business stuff and learning about selling stuff. I think that we are going to be saying goodbye to Anora in this part because now Thomas is back, the children are older, and Anora is finishing up her, education on business. And so she has kind of gotten everything that she wanted out of this. And while I think Adelaide will be sad to see her go, they are friends. And, maybe was hoping that she would stick around to take care of any future children that they have. Anora really wants to go start her own life. And, we don't really need her because also look at how much money we have. we don't even need to be selling anything regularly. We have over 100,000 simoleons just in the bank. So there's no reason for us to need someone who is a full-time worker like that. So we're going to do that. And as soon as she's finished selling all these things, and then again, we're just working on the nectar. We're probably going to fill up the basement. And then because of that, once we fill up the basement of nectar, I think that that is a pretty good, you know, safety net, future funds for our family. And it could probably last us at least 2 generations, depending on, you know, if we move, what our plan is. But we are definitely rolling in it right now. So we're in good shape. But yes, so Thomas and Adelaide are also reconnecting with each other and, you know, spending time together, spending time woohooing. Maybe we'll have another baby. We'll probably have another baby if we keep having them woohoo. But I've had them woohoo like 5 times already, and they have not gotten pregnant. So who knows? But we're just going to do our best here. If we have more babies, we have more babies. I feel pretty comfortable. I say this as if, you know, we couldn't lose either of our children at any given moment. But I'm feeling pretty comfortable now. I'm not worried about not having an heir. So the horse wants to buy a bottle. No. But yes, so we are having everyone do their thing. I actually don't know when Genevieve's birthday isn't until 1436. Yeah, so we've got time. Anyway, so yes, we are just doing really well here. I don't know why she has to apologize to him. She also has a small grudge against him. I don't know what's going on with their relationship. It's kind of interesting. So I figured that we would change her aspiration to soulmate. And, you know, the two of them have met again, and it's hard to pick up where you left off, you know? It's hard to just keep going the way you were going when so much has changed. So I think that the two of them really feel this need to reconnect. So what they are going to do is I'm going to work on the soulmate aspiration and have the two of them kind of go on dates and reconnect with each other and find romance again with each other and all of that stuff. So I think that this is their attempt at getting closer in that way. Also, there's Gilbert. You can see he's an elder now. Oh my gosh. So he is old. And he, honestly, nobody told him that Thomas was back. So he was just like kind of there being like, Thomas? And Thomas is like, oh yeah, hey Dad. I'm back from the dead. Yeah, see, he was mean to her. And then she got a negative sentiment. Why were you mean, Thomas? Why did you do that? So I don't know why he did that. That was not nice, Thomas. So we're going to woohoo again. I want a baby. But yes, so we're going to woohoo again. And, you know, who knows? Maybe it will be a hardship in their relationship that she is so successful and kind of doesn't need him. But she wants him, you know. She brought him back to life for a reason because she loves him and she wants him. And she wanted her husband back. And so I think that they need to work on getting over this these growing pains. So there's that. And then also another reason why Honora isn't going to stay around, she has a crush on Adelaide. She has a crush on her, and now Adelaide's husband is back. And I'm sure that is kind of hurts her heart a bit, hurts Honora's heart, that the person she has a crush on worked so hard to get her husband back, and now that they're back together and it's, you know, all around her and all that stuff. So, you know. Anyway, we are going to continue to sell stuff. And we are going to change our outfits because it's getting hot out for some reason. Well, it is the spring, I guess. Okay. So these two, again, I love that Thomas and Serena have such a good relationship. And I'm so happy, like, for her that he's back. Don't pay attention to these Sims that aren't dressed right. But anyway, so she is so happy that he's back. And coming over all the time. She told him all of the exciting things that happened in her life, like how she's now like a hero and blah, blah, blah. And I think that also contributes to Thomas feeling a little left behind, because Serena has achieved her life's dream. And even though he achieved his life's dream by becoming a, championship horse rider, it's still like, it must be weird, right? It must be uncomfortable to come back and everything has moved on without you. So anyway, I'm not going to belabor that point, but he's doing his best. He is going to take plenty of relaxing rides through the countryside and, go on dates with his wife and try and find his place in the family again. So there's that. And we have the kids doing their homework. I am going to have Honora just kind of spend some time before she leaves. So there's that. But yeah, the kids are working hard on their homework. Also, little Thomas wants to... he wants to do the childhood mental aspiration, which involves him getting an A in school. So he's been working really hard on that. And he is not there yet, but I think he's at like a B by the time he leaves. So there's that. And we are just going on a horse ride in the dark. That's fine. She just did that. Okay, why don't you guys come back and have a little woohoo, because no one's pregnant. Watch. Adelaide's going to die in childbirth. I'm just that lucky. That's exactly what's going to happen. Or Thomas is going to go off to war and die. I'm just not lucky. But anyway, we are all set here. We are really putting our family in good standing now. I think that is really good. So, we are doing pretty good there. These two, I need you to woohoo, please and thank you. I want you to have another baby. That would be fun. That would be nice. And this is going to go back in here. We don't really need that anymore. Yeah, we don't really need to sell a ton right now, because we're not at that point, like we're not at the point where we are buying anything big, need anything big. I do think that eventually we're going to move like more towards like, London or whatever the capital is, like more as we, continue there. So I think that eventually we're going to move and we're going to need a lot of money for our fanciness. I think that would be good to... I'd like to get us like into like a fancy class status with parties and fun things and stuff, kind of like what we're doing in the Bridgerton challenge. I'd like to get to a similar point before we go to America and then start all over. So what I'm thinking is like we'll increase our status until we get to like as high as we can, and then we go to America and have to start all over because there's nothing there. I mean, there is stuff there, but you know what I mean? Like their social status will not matter once they get there. So there's that. And also actually, the Pilgrims had to have like a good amount of money, or not money per se, but like stuff. Like you really had to pack a lot of stuff in order to come to America. Like you had to have everything because, you get there and there's no houses, there's no farms, like there's nowhere to buy clothes, there's nowhere to, do all this stuff. So they really had to pack a lot of things. It's not like you just pop over there and there's like a store waiting for you that you can buy your stuff at. So you had to be well resourced. Okay, they're going to woohoo in Nora's bed. That is just really not nice considering her crush on Adelaide. But anyway, we are going to have Thomas continue to work on his homework. We're going to do this. Everything is good. Although Adelaide might have a death flower in her inventory, so if she does die, maybe she won't. But we'll see. Yeah, I think Gilbert. I was trying to call Gilbert over to be like, oh yeah, hey Dad, I'm alive now. Gilbert is confused. Also, Thomas is his only son, his only surviving son. So that is interesting. That's not going to amount to anything, though. We already established that illegitimate children can't inherit titles. Anyway, so Honora and Adelaide are going to talk. Honora is basically going to say, like, look, I feel like you don't really need me anymore. I feel like I've gotten everything I can out of this. And Adelaide, so we saw that she has throw up on the toilet. So Adelaide's like, but I think I'll have another baby. Like, don't you want to stick around? And Honora's like, no, that's okay. I don't need to. So she is not going to stick around for that. And she's just going to do her best here to tell Adelaide that she, it was a pleasure working for you. Thank you for all the experience. And I'm going to be on my way now. So there's that. And so here we go. We are really filling up fast here. So there's that. We're doing a good job, I think, in preparing everything. And so, yeah, they're just talking. Oh, okay. You like deception, do you? Okay, but yeah, so we're just talking, hanging out, and learning all of that stuff. So that is what is going on there. And they are just kind of saying goodbye to each other. And then we'll move Honora out. We will send her to... where is it? We're going to send her away. We're going to send her to her brother's house. Her brother who... I was trying to send her to Bard's house. I wanted to send her to the house where she could be with her brother whose wife just died. Maybe she could help him out a little bit. But, it doesn't seem to work that way for some reason. I don't know why, but we're just going to accept it and move her in with her other brother. So we'll just do that, and that'll be fine. So that's where she is. And then we are going to just continue on with all of this and do well. We're all good. We're in good shape. So, yeah, we're happy. We are very happy. And we are going to keep trying to have a good relationship and all of that stuff. So there's that. And we're going to continue on. So it is Saturday morning, so that'll be the end of everything here. We will be heading out shortly to do the chores, and then after that we will be heading out to remarry Frost, and we will be marrying him to Nazetta, who I think they can have 2 kids. Yeah, they can have 2 kids. He currently has 2 boys, and Nancy had her baby, which was a girl, and her girl is the only baby that they could have, the 2 of them. So it's interesting because, unless maybe something happens to Nancy, but for right now, that makes the only 2 Payne boys in Frost's household. So there's that. That's everything on the Frost side. 2 boys only. No more Armstrong boys. We are just killing off family lines. And I've decided something. As you know, I decide things strangely. And I change my mind all the time. But we are... Oh, no, sorry. It was Guccio that could only have 1 kid. So, yeah, no, they're done. The Payne family is done after the next babies. But... what was I saying? Okay, I will only introduce new families if there is a color available for them. New plan. So, because of that, we didn't have any colors available, so I didn't want to make any new men. Now, it's okay to make new women because we don't need a new color for them. They can enter into the color of their husband. But for men, since we have so many extra women, I don't want to add new families when we don't have space available. Also, I'd like to keep my sim count under 70 because that is when your game starts to kind of not do so well. So because of that, I've been trying to keep the population down. We do have more than 50 alive Sims currently, and that is just too many. So I'd like to keep, ideally I'd like to keep it under 50, but in reality it needs to be under 70. So that's why I'm trying not to make too many Sims. But yes, no new families unless there's a color available. So now that the Armstrong color red is available, I think we will enter in a new family. And of course, people who are having children get prioritized. So that would be Sabina Armstrong. So the Armstrongs, I guess, are going to get to keep the red color but lose their last name. So Sabina is the only one currently that needs to have children. Although we have a couple of girls aging up soon, but first come, first serve. So Sabina Armstrong is currently the only one who can have children that needs a husband. And we also have Euphemia Landgrab, who is not going to have children, but does need a husband. So I was thinking about introducing maybe a new lord appointed by the crown to marry Sabina and take over the land. So that'll be good. That's my idea anyway. We'll see where it goes. Also, another Landgrab baby has been born. It's a girl, and that's okay. We still only have the one Landgrab boy who is alive currently. But we're doing okay. Olive is now going to die, but I realized that Olive's daughter is not old enough to live on her own, so I'm going to have to go back and then fix that, or like move her daughter into a different household or something, and be able to do that, and then I can kill her. So I forgot about that. But anyway, that's where we're going to wrap up. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. We're going to continue with, Thomas and Adelaide reconnecting and their family growing and all of that stuff. She is pregnant, so I'm excited about that. We'll probably have a baby in the next part, and I will catch you then.